I am 92 years old. Most of the people who matter to me are already gone. My wife, my closest friends, men who once terrified me, men I once tried to impress. Somewhere along the way, I also buried the younger version of myself, the one who kept checking the mirror of public opinion before making a move. I don't have much road left in front of me. That changes the view. When you know the horizon is close, you stop admiring the scenery and start measuring what actually counted. And before I disappear, I want to say something to you. The people who still think the music will never end. You believe time is loyal. You act like it renews itself overnight. You stack days the way gamblers stack chips, assuming there will always be another hand. There won't. Everyone understands death in theory. Almost nobody lets it touch their spine. If it did, your calendar would look different. Your priorities would sound different. Your apologies would stop waiting for the perfect moment. Let me tell you about someone I loved. His name was Samuel. We grew up hungry. Hungry for money. Hungry for recognition. Hungry to escape. Samuel outran all of us. Brilliant mind, sharp suits, a grin that closed deals before the paperwork arrived. One night, we toasted to his future. He leaned across the table and said, "Give me 4 more years, just 4. Then I slow down, then I travel, then I paint, then I become a human again." 4 days later, he collapsed in a parking lot. 41 years old, he never touched a canvas, never boarded the plane, never slowed down. At his funeral, people cried. 2 weeks later, his office chair was filled. 3 months later, his emails stopped being forwarded. A year later, only his family still said his name. That is not cruelty, that is reality. And when I look at you, rushing, postponing, bargaining with life, I see Samuel everywhere. You keep negotiating with the future. I'll rest when I reach the number. I'll call when things calm down. I'll forgive once they earn it. Listen carefully. Later is not a place you're guaranteed to reach. There is only today, breathing, blinking, standing right here. Trade too many of those away, and the bill arrives without warning. You worship accumulation. Closets full, garages packed, storage units holding trophies you stopped remembering. I live in one room now, a narrow bed, a wooden chair, one photograph that survived every move.
I didn't arrive in this room all at once. It happened slowly. One drawer emptied at a time, one ambition packed into a box and labeled someday. One friend I forgot to call until the phone stopped ringing back. You don't feel the weight of years while they're stacking. You only notice when you try to lift them. When your knees protest stairs you once climbed 2 at a time. When silence replaces conversations you assumed would always be waiting. That is how life really changes, not with thunder, but with quiet receipts. Tiny decisions you barely remember making. Skipped dinners, delayed apologies, another weekend promised to later. Later is where entire lifetimes go to disappear. I used to believe life kept records the way banks do. That if you worked hard enough, stayed busy enough, proved yourself long enough, it would eventually balance out in your favor. It doesn't. Life only keeps one ledger: attention. Where you place it, who you give it to, what you keep postponing while chasing something louder. Years vanish in polite ways. They disappear inside routines. Commutes you stop noticing. Conversations you half listen to. Dreams you keep warm instead of alive. You don't wake up one morning having wasted your life. You arrive there slowly, by choosing almost important things over the ones that actually breathe.
After you die, strangers with gloves will decide what your life was worth per item. Most of it goes in a dumpster. Some of it gets priced with stickers. That is the destiny of possessions. So stop bleeding hours for objects that won't recognize your grandchildren. You work until your spine protests. You miss birthdays. You trade sunsets for spreadsheets. All to keep something polished that mostly sits still. Madness only becomes obvious once it's irreversible. Let me tell you about my proudest night. A banquet hall, spotlights, applause that shook the walls. They handed me a crystal award and called my name. I floated home and walked into a silent house, everyone asleep. I sat alone in the kitchen holding that trophy and realized something terrifying. The cheering had already expired. The room loved my title. Upstairs loved me. I'd chosen wrong that evening. I chose wrong many evenings. The award vanished into a box years ago. But the look on my wife's face when I canceled dinner, that stayed. Your job is not your legacy. It is a rental agreement for your time. And time is the only currency that never refunds. If you disappear tomorrow, your role will be listed before the flowers wilt. Do not kneel before something that cannot mourn you. So what survives? What do I still replay when the nights get long? Not contracts, not boardrooms. I replay laughter at breakfast. A small hand wrapped around my finger. A stranger smiling after I helped them in the cold. Those moments compound. That is real wealth. So here is my final advice. Simple, uncomfortable, effective. First, starve your ego. It keeps you frozen, afraid to try, afraid to be rejected, afraid to look foolish. Let me free you. No one is tracking you. Everyone is busy defending their own reflection. Second, treat moments like endangered species. Every hug, every drive home, every sip of coffee. One day, each of those things ends. Remember that. It sharpens gratitude like a blade. Third, wake up while your body still cooperates. I move slowly now. My eyes fade earlier than they used to. You still carry fuel in your muscles. Don't waste it anesthetized by screens. Step outside. Feel air. Call someone you keep postponing. Put the grudge down. It's heavier than you realize. We are all temporary, but too many people confuse safety with living. They drift. They pad corners. They wait for permission. Don't. Eat the meal. Book the flight. Say the sentence first. The clock is not polite. It does not announce itself. You can hear it if you stop long enough. That quiet ticking? That's your life being spent. Don't spend it empty. I'm finished. Go make yours count.